Hello and welcome to the park for City's first ever game against Harrogate Town and their last game before Christmas. This is Park Life. Coming up on today's show, we hear from City's latest Centurion Matt J, City fan Tom Vickery, and Nicky Law answers your questions. But first, let's take a look back at the weekend when City put 5 past Tranmere.
See off his head to Randall, and now it's with Matt J, and here's a big chance of Bowman. He comes inside, and it's 1-0 Exeter City. What a finish from Ryan Bowman! Unbelievable, great build-up play again, and then Bowman beats a player in the box and beautifully sidesfoot the top left-hand corner with his left foot, I believe it was.
Great finish, absolutely great finish by Ryan Bowman. Matt J did ever so well there because it looked like the ball was going to be stuck under his feet. He found Ryan Bowman. Work to do. I think he might have nutmegged the centre half. Ryan Bowman with a great finish, like you say, straight in the top corner, wasn't it? As soon as he hit it, you knew it was in, didn't you?
Absolutely. I think I commentated it before in the back of the net. Just knew that was going in. Jake Taylor, and if we go into the real chance, oh, it's our penalty. It is. Joel Randall being taken down. And then here we go. He just strolls up and hits it in on the right-hand side. Bottom right-hand corner, and Exeter City with 18 minutes gone lead 2-0.
That's a brilliant penalty by Matt J. To be fair, the keeper Scott Davis went down really early. Gave Matt J the chance to pick his spot, but I thought the referee seemed to be sort of waiting for him to take the penalty. He was just pointing to everybody to stay outside the box. Great penalty, so calm, wasn't it?
He just strolled up so coolly, and then the goalkeeper, he just dived to his right before he'd even struck the ball.
Exactly. Well, if you're a striker,
he's trying to stop off any easy pass, and he's dispossessed. Randall Williams has got the ball with 2-on-1. He'll go for the shot, and it's 3-0. It's Ryan Bowman, I should say. Ryan Bowman off his left foot again into that left-hand bottom corner, and it is the perfect start for the Grecians. 27 minutes gone. Exeter City 3, Tranmere Rovers 0.
The referee is indicating there will be a minimum of 3 additional minutes.
Deep inside the Tranmere half. The ball goes off to Joel Randall. Looks to beat him out. He's in the penalty box. He goes off nicely. Jake Taylor with a shot. Oh, what a goal by the skipper, Jake Taylor.
Oh, take a bow, son. That is a rocket. Brilliant.
What a fantastic afternoon this is turning out for Exeter City. As the referee tries to tell Exeter City players to tail their celebrations.
Oh, but they're not going to do that. They're in front of the big bang. Come on, guys. Come on, ref. Joel Randall did ever so well there, didn't he? I don't know about you, James. I didn't see any backlift at all on that shot. That is an absolute cracker from Jake Taylor.
It was indeed. There's a great ball coming in here for Joel Randall, and he's in. 1-on-1 with the
City players going over to Ryan Bowman. That must be brilliant when your main man has got a hat-trick. The pass was on for Joel Randall, and he did so well because he looked up and he put it on a plate for Ryan Bowman. And oh my days, what a feeling that must be, knowing you're going to score a hat-trick in front of Big Bag.
I was going to say, I think even I could have scored that one.
Well, I wasn't going to go that far, James. But, that is absolutely brilliant. We did some...
Pleased for the fans as much as anything, pleased for the players because then the fans have seen us at our best today. But we want it to be like that as much as it possibly can. And obviously they've missed some really good performances where the scorelines reflected that. But for them to see it on their first day back in those numbers, I can't hide how pleased I am in relation to that. It was a complete performance.
You dream of scoring hat-tricks, and for the fans to come back and witness it, it's brilliant.
It was in this goal behind me that on Saturday Matt Jay scored his 11th goal of the season on what was his 100th Exeter City appearance. Here he is talking to Scott about how much it means playing in this team, hitting the century and his hopes for the game ahead.
Obviously a really good feeling for me and my family. Probably taken a few more years than I'd have liked to, but it was a really nice occasion, and what better way to do it. And then we're 5-0 win at home and another goal. So yeah, really pleased. Exeter's a great club. It's all I've ever known. So it's a real special moment.
Does it mean a bit more to you given your links to the club and the fact you've been here, the majority of your life?
I guess so. Yeah, it's like I said, I've never really known anything else. So it's I've seen a fair bit through my time. So yeah, it definitely feels very, very special coming through the academy and finally playing 100 times. It's quite a good achievement, I think.
Absolutely. And 5 goals in your last 4 appearances. I mean, you must be pretty delighted with that. How much are you enjoying your time with the team at the moment?
Yeah, it's great. We're obviously in pretty good form. A few blips here and there, but we're in pretty good form. A lot of talk's been about our attacking play, and I think it's improved a lot from the first. You look at the first 5 games to probably the last 5. It's we've been, even when we lost against Cheltenham, we still scored 3 goals, and that doesn't always happen. So I think it's been really good at the moment. I'm loving playing in this team, and it feels like we're really strong. We're getting stronger, and we really want to attack this Christmas period and see where we come out, off the back of that, and hopefully we can continue the form that we're in.
I'm not sure how much you look at the stats yourself, but looking at your last 50 appearances, you've scored 23 goals. I mean, that's not a bad record, is it?
No, I didn't know that. So yeah, that's nice. I just don't really know what to say. I just love playing in this team at the moment, and just love attacking. And if I can score goals, and that's what I want to do. And long may it continue, hopefully.
And again, just looking back on Saturday, kept a clean sheet as well. I guess that must be something the guys are really happy on, and something to now build on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the defensive line and the keeper would definitely take most of the credit for that. But we're all chipping in, like I said, and we're all fighting for our lives at the end. We don't want to concede a goal because you never know, we might need that goal come the end of the season. So it was obviously really, really good, especially because we haven't had too many this year. So I thought it was a pretty complete performance. I don't think too much could have been said after that, but we can't get too ahead of ourselves, and we're looking forward to tomorrow already, and fingers crossed we can keep the run going, another clean sheet would be great.
It's Harrogate Town tomorrow for the first time. I mean, we scored 11 in our last 2 home matches, so it's set up for quite an interesting game, really, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is going to be interesting. They're not in the best run of form, but form kind of goes out the window at the moment. I think, like I said, especially around this time, there's so many games coming thick and fast. It just showed us. We lost against Cheltenham, we bounced straight back, and kind of people forget about that performance. So they've got obviously a good chance to do that again. But yeah, they'll have a long trip down, and we'll try and make it as difficult as we can for them. And it'll be a battle again, and hopefully we can come out with the result that we want.
You may have seen the news on Monday evening that our game against Stevenage on Saturday has to be postponed due to positive coronavirus tests in the Stevenage camp. That does mean, unfortunately, this is our last game until Boxing Day. We do, of course, wish everyone at Stevenage all the very best. Now, this is usually part where we look back on a classic encounter between the Grecians and their opponents, but with Harrogate being a new team to the Football League, this will be our first ever meeting with the boys from North Yorkshire. So let's take a look back at their last match, which was a 1-0 defeat against Morecambe. In the week, we asked you for your questions on social media to put to fan favourite Nicky Law. Here he is answering some of the best.
The first one opens from Ed, and he's asking if you'd be interested in following your dad, Nicky Senior, into football management at any time. I'm sure he's not trying to push you through the door, of course. But when the time comes in a few years, is managing or coaching something that appeals to you?
Yeah, possibly. I think, as I touched on earlier in the previous interview, I think definitely coaching in some capacity is something that I want to do. Particularly, I think to start with, definitely in the younger groups. As I say, it's just something about obviously seeing a young boy, if you like, at that point develop into ready for men's football. It just, I don't know, it just feels like something that would give you great satisfaction in seeing somebody do. Of course, there's great examples of that here at Exeter, but yeah, definitely coaching at some point, obviously with experience, maybe moving into obviously managing, obviously at men's level, that you never know further down the line, but definitely coaching younger age groups to start is something that I'm definitely going to be passionate about once I finish playing.
Superb. sure you would do an excellent job and keep the family trade alive.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. Jack ECFC. Now he asked, what were your opinions when you heard clapping last night? When you came out to warm up and in the game?
Yeah, really nice. Obviously, just to have some noise again back inside the stadium. Playing with those obviously empty seats, kind of a little bit eerie, if you like. Takes you back to your days when you're just starting out in the youth teams and reserve games, really, when no one's there. So yeah, to see the fans there last night, and as I say, I think it took a few by surprise. Even though we knew fans were coming back, it was kind of weird to come out and see people there, see people clapping and cheering you on. So I think that definitely gave everyone a lift last night. I think those games at times can be obviously not dead, but not as high tempo maybe as the league games, not as much on it, but it kind of felt a little bit more like a league game last night, just having people there again and willing us on to obviously do well. And although we played well last night and probably should have won the game, which would have been nice obviously to give the fans on their first game back. I'm sure they were pleased with obviously the performance, but yeah, we're looking forward to giving them their first win, obviously being back in St James's Park.
Yeah, it's a good performance. The results will clearly come on displays like that. And for yourself, I think Adam Rowe has asked, what is your favourite and best goal that you've scored for City?
City, yeah. Well, I always say, for actual, if you were looking at it as the best goal, I think my goal away at Stevenage is up there. Obviously, wrong foot, kind of weird, really. It's if I did that 100 times, I'm sure I'd only score it one time, really. With the bend it had, and took it in, and of course, being so late in the game as well and giving us the win, it was definitely the best goal on eye, I think. But for feeling, I always say probably the Notts County away game. Last kick of the game, I think, header, which doesn't happen often for me. Although I couldn't miss, really. I tried my best to miss it, I think. But no, the whole feeling of the day, obviously Rye getting sent off early, playing with 10 men for so long and being under siege, if you like, particularly in that second half. To score with the last kick of the game, and then all our fans being there as well, it just felt really good for everybody. So I think, as I say, on the eye, probably Stevenage away, but for feeling, I always say probably Notts County away.
It's a great shout on the Notts County one, because lots of people still talk about that game. There was something special about that one, and that moment. And then I was going to chuck in your penalty against Plymouth last year at the away end, because I think that really shifted the game and set the wheels in motion for what came later. But it's your answer, not mine. So I just thought I'd chuck that one in there. Ben at ECFC says, who is your best mate at the club?
My best mate was obviously Lee Martin. We were closest straight away, really, from me signing him signing at similar times. We knew of each other, but we didn't know each other, obviously, personally. So we still speak regularly now, me and Lee. He was obviously a big loss for me personally in the summer, because obviously how well we got on and how close our families are and things like that. And we still speak every week now. Currently, obviously, I think myself, Lee, we're part of kind of a little bit of a group, if you like, with kind of Jakey, Pierce, MJ. So particularly at the minute, I think obviously Jake pretty close with, Pierce, MJ get on really well with as well. Get on with everyone, obviously. I think it's a great group of guys here from my first year through to now. I don't think there's been one guy who you'd have met who you'd have not felt obviously unsure about, which you can get in dressing rooms, of course, but here hasn't seemed to be the case. But yeah, it's definitely a lot younger dressing room this year. So those younger boys are obviously best of mates. They're really close, and kind of those oldies are on our own a little bit. So yeah, Jakey, Pierce, MJ, Rory, I've known a long time. It's great to have him this year as well, and our families kind of get on as well. So it's good to have Rory down as well. So yeah, they anyone old basically is
It sounds like,
the answer
sounds
to
like
that.
a good crowd to me, Nick. Sounds like a decent group, and it's nice. There's groups at clubs, but I think the squad harmony in the whole is really good, isn't it? So
Yeah.
I think that's only a positive. Slightly less harmonious. Exeter City latest is keen to know what's the worst player that you've had to share a room with.
Probably Hammy.
Oh, really?
Hammy's a great guy. He was brilliant. He was probably the first guy when I signed here to kind of, I don't know, he was just great from day one, Hammy. I think he's like that with everyone. Anyone that knows him obviously knows his character, but he just made me feel welcome from day one. He was brilliant. He just kind of brought me in as if I'd been there for years. It was weird, but something that I'm really thankful for. Because going to a new place at any age is difficult. It's that first day of school type feeling where you can't just go into a change room all guns blazing and everyone's looking around thinking like, who's this guy type thing. But at my age, I was quite a laid back nature anyway, pretty quiet. But no, Hammy was great. And then we had a friendly away at Truro, I think was my first friendly for the club. And after that was arranged like a few days team bonding, if you like, down at Newquay. So we were on the bus down and Hammy was like, are we rooming together type thing? And I'm like, well, yeah, like, I'll go with anyone. I'm not bothered. But weirdly, like the lads were warning me off it. They were like, don't do that type thing. And I'm thinking, it can't be that bad. Like, I'll go with him. But no, I'm saying he was bad. He wasn't. He's just constant, That's just how Hammy is. Whether you sat next to him on the bus or in the room, there's no off button with Hammy. He's just constant the whole way. So, no,
Great guy. Yeah,
he's the worst, but no, he's harmless. He's a great guy, but yeah, could have been at times when you just wanted to switch off. He just wouldn't allow you. But no, as I say, harmless.
I was going to say, great guy to be out and about with, but maybe not when you want to have a kip.
Yeah.
Something like that. And finally, Logan Burns asked, what is the best match that you've ever played in your career?
Yeah, tough one. As I say, my debut always stands out. Full debut of Sheffield United, home to Man U, the team I love, obviously. He's very difficult to beat. I'd probably say that one. As I say, the semi-final Rangers win over Celtic, scoring the winning penalty, is definitely always up there. But I'd say my first full debut home to Man U in the Premier League will well, I don't know if I'll ever be beaten now. So yeah, I always say that one really.
Yeah, it's a pretty special moment. Hopefully, more special moments to come. Nick, thanks so much for talking to us this morning. It's been a real pleasure, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Appreciate that. I'll see you soon.
Following your heart, in spirit, in soul. You make every tackle, score every goal. You're part of it, wherever you are in the world. From the first minute until the last kick. Victories, heartbreaks. You're part of the fabric, the passion, devotion, supercharging emotion. For you, there is only one. Abiding loyalty, togetherness that is second to none. Follow every kick, every tackle, every goal. With access to live stream games and matchday commentary, with coverage spanning the globe. Behind the scene content, newsletters and match highlights. There is no better way for you to get closer to your club. And with iFollow sales supporting them, there's no better way to show your love. When you can't be there with iFollow.
I'm sure plenty of you know City fan Tom Vickery, who alongside his brother Jack has raised over £80,000 for the Adam Stansfield Foundation. Here he is talking to Scott about how great it is to be back at the park.
It was fantastic. From parking up to seeing everybody in their red and white shirts, scarves, the feeling was unbelievable. Walking into the ground was just like my first game when I was 6 years old. Just the buzz was unbelievable. And I must admit, I had a little tear in my eye when when they announced welcome back the teams, and obviously Exeter City came out first. I did have a little tear in my eye. The roar of the big bank, everyone standing up in this stand. It was really special.
What a way to come back as well, a 5-0 win over Tranmere. You know?
It was, again, from the minute the whistle went, the lads were right on it, and even at half time at 3-0, I thought just want that one more goal, get to 4, and they made all their changes at half time, and it was just a fantastic performance all the way from Johnny Maxted and go. He looked really confident all the way through the team. I would have struggled. I know Bowman, he had a hat trick, but I really would have struggled with the man of the match. It was every single one of them, man of the match. Brilliant. I've missed it big time, I must admit. Jack's just come back from university as well, so it was touch and go if he was going to come back with the lockdown restrictions in Wales, but he got back Wednesday, and we were here on the Saturday. It was brilliant. It really was, and like I said, to be back here with Jack, it just meant a lot. It really did.
We can't not mention it. Over £80,000 raised now for the Adam Stansfield Foundation. You set yourself a target of £3,000. You must be delighted.
We are. It just keeps ticking over us. The postman must, every single day there's a postman. He's lucky with it. We do kind of question it. You must get cheesed off with us, but he says thankfully someone's always home. So, but yeah, it just keeps getting stronger. The support for it as well. It just keeps growing. The players keep following us. Clubs, coaches, horse racing, the jockeys, golfers, cricket players. I scroll through my followers sometimes. It is just hard to imagine the people that follow me are huge names. But yeah, the wardrobe's still full. Black bags full of goalkeeper gloves, boots. So yeah, it just keeps going stronger and stronger. People keep questioning when we're gonna call it a day, but we just love it. We love doing it. The foundation means so much to me and Jack, and it's turned into a bit of an addiction. And all these auctions. So it's hard to know. We've got our eyes on 100,000 now, and I think if we do get to that, I think it could be time to knock it on the head.
And the real reason you're here today is that you've come to pick up your hamper.
Yeah.
And of course, a lot of people voted for you on social media to receive it. That must be nice as well.
Again, it does mean a lot. We had a lovely tweet from a chap who supported us through the auctions, and he just said you've brightened my life up, and you hear something like that, and that again really meant a lot to me and Jack, that something that we enjoy doing has brightened somebody's life up, and it's just fantastic. And yeah, we can't thank the people that voted for us enough really. It means the world to us. Just something we enjoy doing, our auctions, raising money for the Adam Stansfield Foundation, and all the people want us to win awards like that. It's great.
And just going back to the football, I mean, how excited are you for the rest of the season with the way the team are playing at the moment? I mean, top scorers in England's top 4 divisions. It's not bad. Got a good ring to that.
Really exciting. The youth, the youngsters have come in, and it's really exciting. And every time we attack, it looks like we're gonna score. It was quite frightening on Saturday. It could have been 5-6-0 at half time. But when I've watched on iFollow, obviously when we couldn't be in the ground, it's looking really good all the way through the squad. Obviously we've had a few issues with the goalkeeping situation, but the young lad that came in was outstanding. Johnny's come back from injury, looking good. But yeah, the youngsters that are in the squad at the minute, it's really promising. And like you say, it's one of the strongest squads in the UK. But it just shows how tough this league is. We've only lost 3 games, and we're still 6-7 points off top of the table Newport. So, but every time we seem to lose, we come back with a bang. We've lost 3 times this year, and every time we've come back from a defeat, we've won. And I think that says a lot about the squad. Matty Taylor's got a real unit, and even Jack said it. We sat there and he just said, "This is exciting football." And it's just great that it's our club Exeter that are providing it, the excitement.
And good to see the goals being shared around. I mean, Ryan and MJ have now got 9 in the league each. Jake Taylor and I think Joel are on 6 or 7. So
absolutely, I'm really pleased for Bowman as well. Obviously, he's got his critics being an out-and-out striker, not scoring, but the work rate off the ball is phenomenal. It reminds me a bit like a Liverpool with your Firmino. They don't score the goals, they get criticised when they don't score, but Bowman's come back with a bang. Two hat-tricks, the last 2 home games says a lot about the guy, and I'm really pleased for him. It's where can it go now? He could just keep firing every single game. But his hat-trick, the Rando, the assist and the awareness that he gave for that goal, it's unselfishness. And it was just brilliant. Like I say, what an absolute buzz to be back at SJP. 5-0. It's just amazing. Lovely, lovely feeling to be back.
With the big day just a few days away, there's still time to pop down to the club shop and pick up your Exeter City goodies. 30th anniversary training shirt from our 1989-90 league campaign, and who can forget 2008 at Wembley against Cambridge, replica shirts from that game on sale as well. And of course, to get in the festive mood, why not pick up Exeter City Christmas jumpers in black or red and celebrate the big day. I'm ready. Are you?